So I want to talk about Variety and how they played a role with misrepresenting the Superman movie. Leading up to Sunday, I didn't hear anything from James Gunn outside of the quote about not having the American way in the, I think it was human kindness, justice, and didn't have the American way in describing the Superman movie and what he's about. So there was some backlash there. But on Sunday, Variety had an article where it says James Gunn says Superman is about an immigrant that came from other places and how we've lost the value of basic human kindness, which I agree with basic human kindness. Yes, it's about politics. And that was released on purpose to get a response from people who are conservative and who voted for Trump. So Mark Malkin was at the Superman premiere and he asked this question to James Gunn.
You said it's an immigrant story. It's a political movie. MAGA today is going nuts. What do you have to say to MAGA?
I don't have anything. I think this movie's for everybody. I don't have anything to say to.
That's a great response by James Gunn. He handled that question perfectly. Mark Malkin was trying to get a specific response out of him to drive more division. There's no doubt about it. And Gunn handled that very well.
Anybody, I'm not here to judge people, I think this is a movie about kindness, and I think that's something everyone can relate to.
So he's saying again, it's Superman being kind, having good values, and that's it. Nothing wrong with that response. Love what James Gunn did there. But again, in the Variety headline, James Gunn, Nathan Fillion, more MAGA outrage over director saying Superman's an immigrant. I don't have anything said to anybody spreading hate. Never said spreading hate. It's not what he said. Let's play it again. I want to see make sure we heard that correctly.
MAGA today is going nuts. What do you have to say to MAGA?
I don't have anything. I think this movie's for everybody. I don't have anything to say to anybody. I'm not here to judge people,
Again, the article, different title. So for me, Variety is not helping this movie, in my opinion, with these misleading titles. And you're getting people who voted conservative think, oh, James Gunn doesn't like MAGA, doesn't like Trump supporters. It's not what he's saying here. He's trying to be as neutral as possible, but Gunn never said anything about spreading hate. Variety is, in my opinion, hurting the film and what it's all about. He never criticized Trump supporters. He didn't even address the question how it was framed, as the article says here. He gave the same answer like he did before, that Superman is going to be about basic human kindness, and arguing that we've lost that value. That's it. That's what James Gunn is aiming for in this movie. Now, Mark Malkin has a pattern here where he has asked Marvel cast members about Agatha all along, and he says, is this the gayest Marvel show ever? And obviously that's going to get a reaction out of a fan base, especially when there's fans who lean more conservative or have traditional values. He also tried to claim that Gladiator 2 removed a same-sex kiss scene, and Ridley Scott shut that down immediately, and good on him. Now, Gunn did a great job avoiding the political questions at the Superman premiere. I understand when he made his comments to the Times of London that Variety wanted to use that against him, and it's annoying. Now, he had this to say to actor Nathan Fillion and to Sean Gunn. This is what he said to Nathan.
Oh, James has said that Superman is an immigrant story, that it is political. MAGA today was getting a little upset that he called Superman.
Again, MAGA. He's trying to gaslight you. He's trying to divide different fan bases. He knows what he's doing. It's misrepresenting the movie itself with the way he's reporting the Superman film.
And an immigrant. I wanted to get your reaction.
Somebody needs a hug. It's just a movie, guys.
You got a point. It is just a movie. However, at the same time, the sarcastic jab and, just laughing it off, not a great way to handle that question. But that's what Variety wants from them. Now, let's see what Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother, had to say.
Your boss, your brother,
Yeah.
talked about Superman being an immigrant. And now MAGA is already upset that he's called Superman an immigrant. I wanted to get your reaction.
My reaction to that is that it is exactly what the movie is about. I think that we support our people, we love our immigrants. Yes, Superman is an immigrant. And yes, the people that we support in this country are immigrants. And if you don't like that, then you're not American. People who say no.
Yeah, that wasn't a good answer. You have to understand there's two sides to this immigrant story. You have your legals and illegals, and you're bunching them all together. And I'm sure Warner Brothers is like, what is he doing? You see how Sean Gunn answered the question versus his brother? He took the bait, saying that if you don't like immigrants, you're not American. That is not the proper way you frame that response. And you're not giving proper context to how it works in the American system, where you want to come in the right way. To say like, oh, if you don't like immigrants, no, that's not true. Americans just want people to come in correctly. Like if I go to Europe, or let's say, no, not Europe, but let's just say I move to Australia, they have a process of how to be a citizen there. I got to follow that system. If I decide to live in Italy, it's the same thing. That's all people want, is to come in correctly, the legal way, into America. Is it a perfect system? That's up for debate. But at the same time, when you're just crossing the border, you're taking advantage of the system and not doing the things to become an American citizen, that's where people have a problem. So to call out a fan base like that, not a good idea. But again, Variety and Mark Malkin is trying to get a specific response, and he kept using the word MAGA because he understands that's going to get them riled up.
To immigrants are against the American way. They're against what the American dream is all about.
Truth, justice, and the American way.
Absolutely.
Surprised you said the American way at the end. I'm just not surprised. I don't think it's the movie. It's definitely the media, like the article suggests here. Again, James Gunn did a great job not attacking this fan base. He hasn't been doing that throughout the build up to this movie. But Variety is trying to spin it into a headline where James Gunn is against Trump supporters. And I just can't believe they're doing this. It's almost like they're against the ideas of the movie, and it has you wondering, does Variety have an agenda against like heterosexual relationships? Because as you saw in the Agatha all along, that it's the gayest thing ever in Marvel for a TV show. That's not going to sit well with your traditional fans. It just won't. Now, I'm not saying you can't have gay projects, but when it's geared towards children, I'll keep saying it over and over again. Get it out of there. You don't have to like my opinion. That's just what I believe in. Yeah, Variety did a poor job here with the film of Superman. And hopefully it doesn't hurt the box office numbers. We are seeing a good response of reviews coming in. I think as of today, let me check this morning about Rotten Tomatoes. I know not always the best reliable source, but that's where a lot of people give the reviews. Right now, as it stands today, still at 90% from the audience, 73% from the critics. Audience seems to like it. We'll see. I'll give you my thoughts on the movie. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear your thoughts about how Mark Malkin handled these questions. And do you agree or disagree with the responses? And do you even like Variety to begin with? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.